Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. You're back again with Talk Football. I'm your host, Mr. Anthony CFC, and we got Mr. Josh MUFC with us back again with Talk Football. How are you, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just taking some time off work in between shifts. Really shouldn't be, but I'm here. I'm here. Ever committed to the channel, so keen to get started on the topic at hand. So it's good. There might be a little bit of gas happening here. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we go with it anyway.
Yeah, people watching us live today. Hope you guys send us all your comments. We would love to hear from you. We got a topic filled out today. It's called Hijacked FC Transfer Window. Just gonna talk about whatever deals that were classified as hijacked. It's such a random word that is thrown out all over the place right now. So, thought we
It's
could
the new
have a little bit
buzzword
of
of the.
chat.
Yes. Oh, what happened there? It's the new buzzword of the window, really, and it seems to be just one phrase that's used every single window, whether it's transfers or whatever. It's just one of those things. So it's just another one, but it's funny. It's been a good it's been good for the socials and been good for the I guess the storytelling and just club takeaway from another club. It's great for the banter, is what I'm trying to say there. Yeah, so it's
Ah,
good. I enjoy it.
100%, 100%. Since the last time we spoke, Josh, you've
Yes,
already signed a player, Tyrell Malacia. Happy days at
yes,
United.
yes. Very happy. It's the first of the. Oh, hello. Say hi to Jack.
Hello, Jack.
It's yeah, okay, that was terrible. I'm just going to take away the props. No, so yeah, one of the latest hijacks to happen. Quite funny. I think it was Leon that he was potentially. Yeah, he had a great terms agreed, and United come knocking and said, "Hey, we like you," and he's like, "All right, I'm coming. See you later, guys." And then the club's bantering him, or not bantering him, but putting out, he promised us all this. It's like, well, grow up.
Nothing
it's
is a guarantee, isn't it?
No, that's right. I mean, and as much as I don't know, as much as you'd say that United has declined, it just shows there's still a bit of pull there.
Mm, you're right.
I
You're
mean,
right.
it could be the manager. I think it's leaning more towards the manager because it's all done via the Dutch league and the Dutch players. So,
Mhm.
but there's still a name there that can be commanded. So, yeah, not a risky signing. Excited though. Excited
Mhm.
to see what he can do, and finally it gets the ball rolling. After I'm sick and tired of hearing the fans being like, "Oh, this club's dead, and nothing's changed." It's like, dude, just
Chill
chill.
out, isn't
Just
it?
take a was it Xanax or Valium or something? Just chill, sleep through the transfer window and wake up. But yeah, and
And
Chelsea is starting to get the ball rolling too, mate. I see. So you've got a
they
bit of
they
news there
are
from Chelsea. Yeah.
they are unveiled the kit today, which is brilliant. I always thought that was the case. I think it has come to a stage where things are more commercialized, like you explained in our last stream as well. Uh,
Yes.
Twisted back in the comments with us saying United pool he's only 13 million. I mean,
Well, he
still.
was he was he was no he was linked up to go to Lyon. So he was basically ready for the medical and sign on the dotted line, and United came knocking. So I don't know. Like again, I don't know if that's the Ten Hag factor or whether he's just didn't want to be balling out in another average league. But it's still a good signing in my eyes anyway.
To be fair, bro, at the end of the day, for me, like Manchester United is Manchester United still. At the end of the day, that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
the,
yeah,
the,
back
yeah,
now, now back onto like the Chelsea news, like you were talking about earlier. Like
yeah.
I thought it was just a matter of time since after the kit was just shown, basically. They were getting everything sorted out. The kit was unveiled. Beautiful video, by the way. Bloody hell, put a smile on my face. I really liked it.
Yeah, good to
And
see. Good to see.
very very basic type of a design as well. I still like it because to be fair, the previous kit was horrendous, and this is miles better than
Yeah.
that.
Is it? I actually haven't seen it. Has it got collars? Because that seems to be the new trend.
It's
Collars are making a comeback.
sort of like that, not
Yeah,
exactly,
right.
but sort of.
Yeah, right, right.
But
Okay. Well, at least
also,
at least if you're happy with it.
yeah, yeah, no, also in like more exciting news, Raheem Sterling seems to be a done deal.
Yes.
He's not an exciting signing for a lot of Chelsea fans, but for me, he is exciting.
Really?
I like him. I really do. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know your thoughts about it.
No. He's what he's won things both. Wait, did he win anything at Liverpool? No, I don't think he did.
No,
But
no.
much like Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal, like this kid has won stuff, and he's still what 26, quite young.
Hmm.
He's not even
27,
in the
I
back.
guess.
Yeah, like he's still got a good few years in him. So I think it's a good signing for Chelsea. And I mean, if that means you part way with I don't know what Werner or Pulisic or something to cover that cost a little bit, that's an upgrade in both of those, to be honest.
Mm.
But yeah, like no, I rate the guy. As unfortunate as it is that he's a Liverpool and City product essentially through his career. No, the guy is practically world class. Like he's got good goal scoring and assisting stats for the last 4, 5, 6 years. Like he's been there amongst the best of the players. Not too concerning with his injuries. Might have a, don't follow him too closely, but I think he had a couple over the time, but nothing to worry about moving in the future. So no, as long as Tuchel's setting it up and it's the player he wants, then I
Mm.
think you guys should be happy. I know I'd be happy with him at United, despite the
100%.
history. Yeah.
100%. And at the end of the day, there is rumors going out saying, the Delict thing looks more plausible as well.
Yeah.
They need to finalize it this week. And the most interesting thing, Kunde needs to be finalized this week because Sevilla, if they don't, they're in a lot of trouble because of financial fair play
Mm,
in Spain. And I believe this is why we were practically not putting in a bid because Sevilla just started playing silly buggers. You know what I mean? And we were like, all right, let's wait and see whether anyone else comes for Kunde. And
yeah.
now they're in a situation where they have to sell him. They have no other option but to sell him.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah, I think that seems to be the pattern with a lot of it. I mean, I think like Real Madrid, they're pretty in the clear with that. Like from what I've heard of some of the club transfers over there, there's been a lot of sort of the clubs that are selling and trying to extract more money. We'll chuck 2 million on, 5 million on, try and get every last dollar out of the bloody situation, or pound or euro, whatever you want to refer to. But
exactly.
yeah, like Barcelona, I think they tried to chuck another 10 on top of Frankie De Jong and
Mhm.
all this madness going on. I don't know what the financial shape of it over there is, but it's not nowhere near as strong as the Premier League, and it's a gold mine over in the Premier League. So they're going to try and get as much money as they can. And yeah, in a way, I don't blame them, but it just shows that they're desperate, and you
Um,
can get a lot of good deals done when desperation comes into it.
100%. And we heard more about the Frankie De Jong situation as well, sticking on, the current transfer situation.
Yeah.
And I believe De Jong is doing the right thing by like trying to wait a little bit longer because the man
Mm.
needs his money, isn't it?
That's right. He's had his payments deferred as well for I think since CV came in the first
Mm.
lockdowns and all that. I think he's had his payments deferred, and by the end of the contract, it's going to amass to something like 90 million or something of value of deferred payments. So I think that's what I read somewhere. I could be wrong, and put it up in the chat or whatever if I am wrong. But yeah, like the deferred payments are just it's gonna knock on to Barcelona for quite a few years yet. So I mean, if yeah, he took a pay cut, and then Barca are like, we want you to take a pay cut and re-sign a contract, and they're just like, well, I've already taken a pay cut. Do you mean I'm going to get a pay cut from my current pay cut, or am I going to renegotiate from my original terms?
Yeah.
It's very complex in that, and I think yeah, waiting it out is the best thing. I mean, I know all of the reports are he doesn't want to leave Barcelona. He still wants to stay there regardless of everything, even though he'd be happy with United if he was to leave.
Hmm.
But it's just like I think, yeah, he's just waiting out to see if Barcelona can perhaps balance the books a bit more and maybe be able to throw him an offer. But I'm just sort of floating at the moment with the De Jong thing. If he comes, he comes. If he doesn't, then United just wasted time again. But it is what it is.
100%. 100%. And also, what you call, they're trying to sign Rafinha as well in this mad situation, which we will get on to in a sec.
Mm.
But yeah, so shall we actually start what we came here to do, Josh? You
Yeah,
ready?
absolutely, absolutely. Get all that small talk out of the way. Let's do it.
Yeah. So the theme of the evening is hijacked. Da 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 da. 1 second. Let me see. Oh, hijacked.
I thought you were going to do the triggered siren. Try it
Oh,
again. Try it again.
sorry. Let me try it again.
Hijacked.
Hijacked. But
That's good. That's good.
so there is like four players in general that this has been thrown around to: Lisandro Martinez, Rafinha, Aaron Hickey, and Mathis De Ligt right now. Um,
Yes.
you know, Josh, like Lisandro Martinez, Arsenal and Manchester United; Rafinha, Arsenal, Chelsea, Barcelona; Aaron Hickey, Arsenal, and Brentford, which sounds crazy to me. And De Ligt
That made me
now,
laugh.
and now De Ligt, Chelsea, and Juventus. Um, I
Yeah.
think a great starting point is Lisandro Martinez to uh, to Manchester United or Arsenal.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
No
the player
worries. We'll
wants
get
to
into
come
it.
to United, isn't it?
Um. See, I don't. I'm not too. That's a big horn. Thank you, Twisted. You'd know. You definitely know. Okay, so yeah, the Lisandro Martinez. It's an interesting one because from what I understand, Arsenal have progressed further when it comes to the terms and the fees and all that sort of stuff. Like from so Ornstein, Romano, I think they both said that while there is interest from both of them, Arsenal have put in more groundwork
Hmm.
up to this point. But I think it comes down not so much to the terms, but to his role in the squad. I think is going to be the big determining factor.
Hmm.
Like he can play predominantly the two positions he's played are CDM and centre back.
Hmm.
And that's kind of where I think Ten Hag would put his hand up and be like, yeah, you can do both. You can work between both in whatever formation, whatever element of phase of play we're in. Where all the talk I'm hearing out of Arsenal is that he'd be a cover for a centre back or a left back, or he'll be thrown in here, there, and everywhere, which makes me think maybe he's not going to be given starting time as a priority. I could be wrong. I don't really deep Arsenal stuff too much.
40 to
Solely
50
United focused, but
million
yeah,
to be a backup. They are not Manchester City. They are not Liverpool. Certainly not Chelsea as well. But
yeah,
we could do with the signing. But certainly compared to Manchester City and Liverpool, they are not that club. I don't think people are
yeah.
coming for 50 million just to sit on the bench.
Well, see, I don't think it's so much as a bench warmer role. It's like I think he will get a lot of games and a lot of minutes. It's just I'm not sure whether the offer there is for guaranteed. Like FIFA career mode, and you can set up your contract negotiations, and it's like, what's our squad role,
Yeah,
rotation,
yeah,
sporadic, all
yeah.
that sort of stuff. Like, if you're looking at it from that perspective, there's probably looking at him as being like important instead of crucial, for example. So,
Great analogy, bro. Great
yeah,
analogy.
that's the way it's sort of coming across to me. He'd be like, okay, you for me, it'll be an example. Be like, you're going to be guaranteed all domestic cup games, um, subbed on in like 90% of league games, and then started in the other 10%. That sort of stuff.
Mhm,
I could be wrong, but from what I understand, Ten Hag going after him, I think that's like okay, he knows what he can do. He knows what he possesses, what qualities he can have. And because the Timber thing didn't really go ahead, I think that probably is number two priority for him,
mhm.
which makes me think it might be more a centre back role and starting centre back role.
Especially with
So,
Maguire's antics. This week,
Oh,
I think
mate.
he
Oh,
definitely starts.
that liking stuff on Instagram, mate, or Twitter, it's just,
It's so
yeah, it was amusing.
childish.
Oh, mate, he's like one of those. He's like that guy that every town has that sort of, talks to himself down the street. He's walking really quickly and talking. He reminds me of one of those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. No, I think, yeah, I can't speak fully knowledgeable about this, but I think the ball is more in United's court to get it over the line than Arsenal. But it just depends on who closes it out. And I mean, Ajax are okay with the fee from like with the fee structure and everything on both sides of both clubs. So
Mhm.
it's a
If you
roll of the dice.
if you were to venture a guess, where do you think he might end up at?
As much as I'd like to be confident and say United, I still think that I guess the schmoozing, the courting from Arsenal might be a little bit more in their favour. But if someone was to say, look, the deadline's tomorrow, I do think he'd probably go to Arsenal only because of all the groundwork done. That might be controversial or uninformed. I'm not too sure. I haven't kept up too strongly in the last few days of the Martinez things. Just seen breaking stories. So yeah, if it was from my knowledge, I'd probably say just Arsenal. Just.
That's an exclusive on Talk Football from Josh MUFC. He thinks he might end up at Arsenal Football Club. Moving on, Josh,
Yes.
we are going to a love triangle right now. The love triangle of
Yes. Okay.
Mr. Rafinha.
Ah, yes.
This is a crazy one, to be fair. A little bit of a crazy situation.
Mm,
Um, right, Leeds have provided Barcelona until the end of this week to say something,
yes.
right? And as of right now, it's still Chelsea who has agreed a fee. At the end of the day, the player can want whatever he wants.
Yeah.
That's completely fine. But if you can't pay, he can't go,
Precisely.
right? And to quote Matisse from the other Chelsea fan who has his own YouTube channel, go check out his content as well. Brilliant stuff posted in there. When we signed Cesc Fabregas' first choice was Arsenal.
Mhm.
But he came to Chelsea and did fantastically, by the way. Won a Premier League, which he didn't do with Arsenal. uh, but, but he came and did a good job with us, and at the end of the day, left the field with tears in his eyes because the Chelsea fan base loved him so much,
Exactly.
right? So for me, not wanting to come to your club is not a very big deal at the end of the day. He didn't expressively say that he doesn't want to come to Chelsea. He just said,
Yeah.
my first preference is Barcelona. Nothing wrong with that. But if I can't
Yep.
go to Barcelona, I'm happy with coming to Chelsea. No problem.
Yeah. Exactly.
The funniest thing is the Arsenal situation here, Josh. I would love to
Yes.
get your thoughts on this.
Okay. Well, I'll start by answering the question by asking you a question.
Mhm.
Now, as far as I've heard, is it true that Leeds have they're basically honouring Chelsea's original offer unless Barcelona can top it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's still the case, and Barcelona have fallen short as yet.
More than fallen short, they can't pay it. And their
Yeah.
payment structures are completely wrong, and they haven't even come close to the amount that we offered anyway.
Okay. So Leeds are still going to honour the Chelsea thing unless Barcelona can come up with it. And I know that
By the end
Rafinha's
of
prime.
this week, basically.
So 3-4 days. Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So, and I know Rafinha would prefer to go to Barcelona, but he would be happy to go to Chelsea.
Yeah,
Is that
he has no
that's
problem
pretty
in coming
much
to Chelsea.
Yeah. So okay. So in that regard, I just wanted to get those straight and make sure there was no new revelations.
No, no, not as of right
Okay.
now. I have Twitter
Right.
open just to see what the hell might happen. You never know in this
Yeah.
crazy
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly. There could be yeah, Sky slow sports news with the yellow bars. Anything could happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, Rafinha, I like him. He's a good player. He's too good for Leeds, so
Hmm.
he needs to get out of there for sure. Um, I do have to respect that Leeds are holding firm and putting Barca further in the mud by saying, no, you have to beat this offer before you're going to get a chance. You know,
Hmm.
we all want to see Barcelona drowns. But
100%. They did,
yeah,
and Bayern Munich is doing the same thing to them as well, to
exactly,
Lewandowski.
exactly. We love to see it. We love to see it. My only, oh, not so much an issue, but my only question with Rafinha is how would he be used in okay, where would he be used in Tuchel's team? Would he just be an outright winger, or would he be a wing back to the back three they're talking about,
No,
or
so we are
that
transitioning to a back four.
back four?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
transitioning to
that's
a
right.
back four now.
You were a back three, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. But all right. Okay. I'm on the page now. Like I said, I don't pay super attention to other clubs. I'm just going
Oh.
off basics what I hear. So okay. Well, yeah. Like what I've seen of Rafinha, like he's a class above Leeds,
Hmm.
and I think he'd probably, depending on how your attacking transfers go in this window, he'd be a
Hmm.
very good, I guess, off the bench option initially
Yeah.
before sort of segueing into the first team. Um, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him go to, what has Rafinha ever done to warrant a 65 million valuation? Probably the in a similar way to what happened with Grealish. He's just basically the standout performer in a average to less than average team, and I guess that just elevates your price. Plus, the club, they'll want reimbursement for the fees they've put into him over the last couple of years. So, yeah, yeah. Look, if he comes to Chelsea, I don't think he'll flop. I think he'll, yeah, you get 2 to 3 good years out of him. I reckon. Move him on to another thing. He'll be in his what, late 20s, almost 30. If you can get a few years out of him,
25. He'll be 25.
yeah, okay, all right. He's younger than I thought. Okay, well, no, he'll be a
By
good
the way,
signing, and
Josh,
I
I just want to add to what Twisted said.
yes.
He's played in a team which barely made it out of relegation, scored 11 goals,
Mm.
assisted however many times, started so many attacks for them, did what he had to do, and an ever present player. And I believe he has done more than enough to deserve. I believe maybe the valuation of 65 million might be too steep, but we are not talking about 65 million straight away. It's 55 million plus 10, which is add ons. So, which makes up to 65 million. But the
Yep.
difference is we'll be paying chunk of that 55 million the first year. That's where Barcelona can't do it.
Well, see, then in that way, I could just like go on a tangent here for a second. It's not going to be too long, but why would why should Liverpool be paying 70 odd million for Nunez? Like he's in a much less sought after league, even though
Mhm.
everyone seems to be plucking the Portuguese league apart.
Bloody
But
hell, yeah.
like he bang in goals, but the league's like number 6 out of the top 5 or something. Like it's a decent league, but the drop off from the top 3, 4 is massive. And Liverpool paying 70 odd million,
Hmm.
whatever the structure is for that, I think that's probably overinflated. At least this way, Rafinha's done it for 2 years in the Premier League,
Hmm.
and he's gotten better over the
100%.
time since he's been in there. So yeah, it's a juggling act. I don't think there's a set rule for these things. And I mean, you look at some of the other players that are in and around his positions. They're how much was Sterling coming over for fee wise? Oh no, he's a free, isn't he?
No, Sterling is coming for 45 million.
And then there's another side of the argument. Sterling's a much better player than Rafinha. So why is Rafinha costing more? Like there's a lot of things that go on with this, but maybe needs need the money, and maybe they know that the interest is more genuine and legitimate than the other ones on the table.
Uh,
So,
I just look at it in this way, bro. If you are a rich club, you have the cash. If you want to beat out everybody else, just put up the
mm,
cash.
yeah,
It's like maybe 5-10 million above what Arsenal offered. It's not
mm,
much compared to what Arsenal they can do. They are still not a poor club. But
yeah.
if you want to be a big boy, put on your big boy pants. Show who's the boss.
And that's the other thing. Like the teams lower down the ladder will try and fleece a little bit more out of the top six, top eight clubs that get the most money.
Mm.
Um, whereas City, for example, selling Sterling, they don't exactly need a massive fee from him because they have income out the wazoo. So it's not like they need to write off a whole ton of wages or anything, considering they've already sold like what 10, 15 players and they've got a crap ton of money. It's all bonus money at this point. So yeah, it could be any
100%.
reason. Yeah.
And
No,
another
I
comment
think.
by Mr.
Oh yeah.
Twisted as well. Josh, great question. Liverpool made a panic buy. I certainly don't think so because I believe Liverpool just did the same thing that we did to Barcelona, like Manchester United was in, but
Mhm.
they put on their big boy pants and did what they had to do. And plus, mind you, Nunez had a lot more left on his contract as well.
That's true. That's another one. I think he still had another 4 years, didn't he, or something like that?
Exactly
Like it
right.
was
Something
some ludicrous
ridiculous like
amount.
that.
So that does. So I'd like to know what sort of metric, what dollar value, or what pound, euro, rupee, yen value the bloody
Plus,
percentage of.
plus to add on to what you're saying about Nunez, it's only like 60 million that is like the transfer fee. The rest of it is all add-ons. If he doesn't
Yeah.
achieve it, they don't get it.
Yeah, see that's the other thing. Like, I remember a prime example here. Everyone was saying like Alexis Sanchez was came into United and he was getting 500,000 a week, and it's like, well,
Mhm.
no, actually, his base rate was 350,000 a week, but it was performance related add-ons that would make it eventually rise to that fee, and he never
Correct.
did that. So he was still. I mean, he was still overpaid, but it's like I guess a lot of people overlook the more intricate details. They're just like, oh yeah, he's getting paid too much. Yeah, no, just
Y- th-
but yeah,
That's the
I
thing.
think
That's the
Rafinha is going to
boring
be
side
good
of
for.
things.
Yeah,
That's
I don't really pay too much attention.
yeah.
Yeah,
But bro, that's the
yeah,
boring side of things. And at the end of the day, Alexis Sanchez, before he came to Manchester United, was tearing up the league. And, a lot of people have said the same thing about Raheem Sterling, getting
yep,
300 grand a week. I don't see it bad. If you're good, you got to get paid.
yeah. Well, look at the Salah contract extension. It's like
Mm,
he wanted to be paid on par with what his status in world football is as one of the
100%.
best in the world. So so be it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So, once again, I'm going to ask you the same question. And be aware, it might be a budum tish or a pa 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 pow, depending on what you're going to say.
Yep.
So,
Let's go.
where do you think Rafinha would end up and why?
I'll keep this one short. I think he's going to go to Chelsea, mainly because they have the guarantee of the funds and there's no big long wait around for the dominoes to fall from Barcelona. So if it takes too long, he's going to want to know where he's going, and I think Chelsea is the most likely destination.
You heard
Take
it
that,
here first.
Barcelona.
Yep, you heard it here first. Barcelona is going down, and Josh is back in Chelsea for Rafinha to be ended up at Chelsea. Because just to add on to what Josh is saying, at this moment in time, I believe Barcelona's main interest is actually trying to keep Dembele because that would be the cheaper
Hmm.
option for them, and it makes sense for them. And at the end of the day, how many bloody wingers do they have already? Adding
Yeah.
Rafinha into it is just crazy, and they can't even register their own players. Memphis Depay, for an example,
Mm,
highly paid player, you know.
yes.
But all in all, you heard it here first. Josh is backing Rafinha to Chelsea. So the next
And he will
one,
be good.
oh, that deserves another air horn, Josh. Could you repeat that, please?
He's going to be good for Chelsea.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
you deserve this for that. This as well for that.
Well, didn't you know I'm a Chelsea agent?
Oh, well done, bro. I never knew.
Oh yeah, of course.
That brown envelope is on the way, by the way.
You're supposed to say that on stream.
I forgot. And that is a.
You're loving this too much.
I am actually loving it too much, to be honest. Little boys are pulling down their pants for the big boys. Boys will be boys. But yeah, all these things are just to make the stream a little bit more enjoyable, and it helps us keep the fun alive as well. But
yes,
next up, Aaron Hickey, Josh, seems like since the time I created this bloody thing, apparently it is supposed to be a done deal, but something that might surprise you was on Arsenal's radar, and now,
yes,
not radar, they were actually in for him, and now he's actually joining Brentford. Does it deserve this before you go?
Oh yeah, you could just loop that for the rest of the thing. I'm so happy Arsenal are getting pipped left, right, and centre. We're gonna win the league next year. Blah 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 in the black. Blah 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 in attack. We're on our way to Champions League. Arsenal get screwed. They were screaming the loudest. They were making the most noise. I mean, to be honest, I'd never heard of and I don't know shit about this Aaron Hickey guy.
No, I have no idea.
I think the most I know is he's Scottish and he's a fullback. That's literally all I know about this guy.
Cagliari. That's all I know about him.
Yeah, but I mean that I think if I'm going to use logic here, Arsenal, Brentford, most aspiring players, well, at least on status, most aspiring players would probably gravitate toward Arsenal. Mm-hmm. But it just goes to show that this kid is more ambitious than just going to a big club. And I'm assuming he's guaranteed some sort of first team minutes because the fee versus the club, Brentford don't have a massive wallet. At least not compared to other teams.
Oh, not compared to Arsenal, for sure, isn't it?
No, what's the fee they're looking at? It was like 20 odd million or something, wasn't it? Or 15?
Between 13 to 20 million between there.
Yeah. So that's still a pretty decent output for a team like Brentford. So for me, that would indicate he's either a guaranteed starter or at least majority starts in the team for the season ahead. So, yeah, without knowing too much more about him, I'd say he's a decent player to get on the radar of even at Arsenal. So, yeah, I'm excited to see Brentford for the second year and to see how and if he plays.
I got a question for you, Josh.
Yes.
The Arsenal fans were talking about this pull that they have, this exciting project that they have, and all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were laughing at Chelsea and Manchester United because of not signing players and so on and so forth as well. Am I right?
Correct.
How many players are they looking at in buying? Because it does seem to me like every player they're looking at, somebody actually is already signing them. And finally now they're looking at signing Tielemans until some other clubs come in, or maybe Manchester United comes in. Lisandro Martinez did, which we spoke about earlier. But
yes,
if the project was so good, why are these players not actually wanting to sign for Arsenal? And Super Mick Arteta, I might add you.
That's Super Mick Arteta. Yeah, that's actually a good question. You want to take this one, Anthony? Is Lukaku actually gone, or do you think he's coming back again?
I don't want to answer. I plead the fifth.
Okay, that's fair. We'll reconvene this time next year and see what you have to say then.
Yeah, I plead the fifth. But before you start, Josh, I do have some breaking news, which I was hoping to press this button. So, number one, the traitor has signed officially for Barcelona, Andreas Christensen. So that is one. But the most
Mm.
important one is Wolves club records signing Fabio Silva will join Anderlecht on loan, no option to buy.
Mm.
That is actually pretty big.
That for Wolves especially, that's Oh, I'm sure you join me in saying I don't give a shit about the Christensen news.
Oh, 100%, bro.
So go back in the mud with the
They
club
don't
that you're
even
going
have
to.
enough money to put out a bloody 4K picture in Twitter. So there you go.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Fabio Silva, like he was this mooted to be this, like just like Jao Felix.
Yeah.
Like they're saying a very, very similar player. I can see what they mean, but Club Bruges, it's an
And
interesting
Anderlecht.
choice.
Anderlecht.
Oh, Intellect. That's
Yes.
Austria, isn't it?
Anderlecht is in Belgium.
What was I thinking? Oh, I was thinking Vienna. Never mind. Um, okay, well, yeah. So still in the Belgian league, then the Belgian Pro. Interesting choice in league. I mean, he obviously it'll be good to give him, like regular first team if he's good enough to go in there, obviously.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think he definitely needs it because he didn't really kick on to from the potential that he had when he signed for Wolves initially. So
Hmm.
yeah, I guess like any sort of younger player, it's good to get first team minutes, even if it is somewhere that's considered not the greatest league in Europe. But yeah, a little bit of a surprise because I thought he might have had a bit more of a time next season, not the upcoming season to Josh and
Josh
geography.
and the
Oh
geography.
mate, no, we are not friends. Um, I yeah, I don't even know the way to my bedroom most nights. So what have I got for an atlas?
But so coming
Anyway,
back on Aaron Hickey, bro. So yeah, this seems to be a bit left field. But as to my question for you, where is this project that they are talking about, and what has Super Mika
yes.
Arteta done?
Okay, so when it comes to Arsenal and Paul, all I see are those loud Twitter obnoxious Arsenal fans pulling each other in a circle. So, the good old circle jerk. We all know it. We all love it. But no,
Oh,
honestly, I
jeez.
just think I just like I said before, I think it just comes down to his preference for first team minutes, and he's not going to get that at Arsenal, not
Hmm.
really. Although he should, because was he a left back, right back? I don't know.
Yeah.
Tavares is a shocking player. Like you'd
Hmm.
get in over him, I'd imagine.
And
But
then
no, I just think,
obviously he will get his first team football because Kieran
yeah,
Tierney would be injured as well, isn't
exactly, 60% of
it?
the season. But no, I think he's made a good choice. It's a good springboard. Like he'll still play at a level where I guess befits him because they're still technically a championship club, but by terms of squad quality for
Hmm.
now at least. So that's kind of the level that you'd probably yeah, just a good direction for him. Now, when it comes to the plan of Arsenal, I think they're still on track. I just think that it's funny that they're missing out on all of these people they're going for because it just gives lots of ammunition for all of us rivals to go, hey, what the hell's going on over there? Two players in and then nothing, or
Yeah.
three players and then nothing.
Bro,
The
just
the
to
Arteta factor. Oh,
mm, no, bro,
yeah,
just to add to what you were saying,
yeah,
is it's like I don't know what it is. Like it's so strange. Like for me, I don't think we need ammunition to laugh at them. I think that they are like their own joke. Like they make their own joke for us, so we
yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to generally do
They do it to
anything.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Kind of like everyone memeing bloody Phil Jones or Harry Maguire last season.
ex-
Like it's just
exactly.
it's all part of the nature of it. Yeah. But yeah, look, I think it's hard. I want to throw as much shade and banter at Arsenal as I can, but in some ways, like I can see something happening there.
Mm.
I don't think Arteta's the man to follow it through, but I mean, he's got a core of young, decent players. their target market now seems to be those, you know, mid to late-ish 20s players to throw in a sprinkle of experience. So I
Mhm.
think the recruitment idea is decent, but it's Mikel Arteta. He was Pep's cone boy. He was
Oh no!
yeah, yeah, he
You
was.
chose violence today, isn't it?
Oh, I did. He was running around, bloody spit shining all the players' boots, and oh yes sir, no sir, can I have some more, sir? Yeah, and then somehow he got the main job. But look, I think Arsenal, they probably just went in for him because they need to fill some squad numbers because yeah, obviously they're pretty depleted in the fullbacks. But I
Mhm.
think it's just Hickey going. Look, I just prefer to get first team minutes. There's no guarantee I was going to get it at Arsenal,
Mhm.
considering everything. So yeah, I think he's made the right choice. I'm not going to throw shade at Arsenal about it because I just think the kid's more ambitious than to go to a team where he's not guaranteed time. Yeah,
100%. I completely agree with you as well. You are not going to hear the horn because he's almost done for Brentford, so there is no point putting the horn on, to be honest.
no, that's right.
But
That's right.
we come to our final pick in this hijacked series. Mathis Delict.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
it's a strange one. Bayern Munich has come into play right now, Josh, and
Hmm.
seems like they're complaining that the price is too high. And Chelsea are like, all right, we are not going to pay the
Yeah,
same amount, but we will still pay more than Bayern Munich. And Bayern
yeah,
Munich are like, oh no, uh, uh, we'll make Mattis choose us first. Yeah, but if you don't put up the money, again, the club won't sell. Doesn't matter at the end of the day.
yeah,
Just would love to know your thoughts on Mattis Delict. Again, a sort of a not a triangle per se, but you know, sort of like a triangle.
yeah. I mean, it's this one. This one's got me interested because, like, he's never like a lot of the sort of that crop of Dutch players that were at Ajax at that time, De Ligt, Donny van der Beek, I think Ziyech, and a couple of the others. He's not really kicked on in the way that he was expected to. He took a little bit of adjustment time. You know, I think it was last season, maybe the season before, he was obviously making strides and getting better and showing more leadership. But
Hmm.
I think on the Juventus case, I think they're still recovering from CR7 syndrome, to be honest, and they're
Hmm.
probably just looking to shore up their financials. They're how much are they asking for him? It was like 80 odd million or something, wasn't it?
80 odd million euros. So
Yeah,
we are
that's about
preparing our bid now, and it's like
yeah,
65
right.
million and stuff like that. So we should
Yeah,
be right
yeah,
on the
okay.
money.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Um, this one's going to be an interesting one because like I'm curious to see how ambitious he is as to who he chooses going for his next move because like Bayern, you're pretty much guaranteed a trophy and a deep run in the Champions League,
Hmm.
whereas Chelsea are sort of on a similar level to Juventus when it comes to, I guess, structure and place in the league and all that sort of stuff. The fact that they're sort of making up the numbers of that sort of European quadrant of the table.
Hmm.
Um, and there's now, I think it was Inter and AC Milan are now sort of better than them at the moment.
At the moment.
So yeah, at the moment they'll bounce back though. Juventus have too much backing, but yeah, I think this is just more a question of what his ambition is and how far he rates himself. So
And the
yeah,
interesting thing is he likes to play under Thomas Tuchel. This is something that he said. One of the reasons
yes,
is what he did for Antonio Rudiger as well. So
mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
think
the
he is
defensive
pretty
training,
correct. It seems pretty
yeah,
clear that he wants the move to the Premier League as well.
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
But
I mean, look,
I don't know.
I
Bayern
did hear,
Munich is
yeah,
still Bayern Munich. You know what I mean, bro?
it they are. But they're basically PSG, like without the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah.
Um,
How highly
on
do you rate De Ligt? I think it's a question
I,
for you.
I yeah, well, I'd take him at United as a starting centre back.
I really like De
W-
Ligt, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but like again, it's one of those things. It's just I saw spits and spurts of him, so I don't know truly what he's like as a player. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Juve was straight in for him when they pulled apart that Ajax team,
Hmm.
and he went. He's got the ambition, he's got the drive, very much like De Jong, I guess. They both just want to be the best version of themselves, and I think out of the two clubs, Chelsea would get him, and especially as you said, Tuchel with his defensive coaching capabilities. I think he will be better served going to Chelsea as a player. But if he's looking for titles, then he might just go, screw it, I'll go to Bayern, it's guaranteed. But I think he's more ambitious than that. So I think Chelsea will get him. I rate him highly as a player. If I don't know what metric you want to measure, but I'd say he's probably about a 7 out of 10 player.
Who can
So
reach even who can reach
you can reach
even
9.5.
yeah, I mean still 22 as well. Twisted
Yeah.
asking a question better than Yapstam or VVD. I don't think at this moment in
Nope.
time, to be honest, but he
Nope.
is still 22.
Yes.
We
And
don't
that's a
know.
babe. Yeah, in defenders' eyes, that's a baby. Like
Yeah,
look, Chiellini and who's the other one that was
Bonucci.
partnered up? Benucci and Chiellini. They went well into the 30s, late 30s. One of them I think was 40. Like
Mm,
defenders can be evergreen, and that's one of the things. It's like he's a babe in arms in comparison to a lot of these ages. 5 years, he's going into what should be the start of his peak. You know what I mean? Even longer, to
correct.
be honest. But yeah, like it's just
So
one of those. Yeah,
no, so as you're saying, like this is uh it is what it is at the end of the day. Like for me, we just have to wait and see what happens with him. But he's still 22, a lot of room to improve as well. Uh,
yes,
on to Twisted's question, Kunde or Delict, and as we explained in the start of the show, I think we are going for both. It's just not one person. We are just going for both because we do need
unless
defenders.
he's asking who you'd prefer.
If I prefer, who do I prefer? I actually prefer Delict.
Interesting. Okay. Yep.
The only reason is I do see a lot of potential in him. I might be wrong. I'm not a bloody scout or anything, but you know, but I just would prefer Dilik over Kunde. But one reason is I haven't seen Kunde. If I have seen
True.
Kunde, I might change my mind. But I have seen Dilik play, so I prefer Dilik to Kunde. But at this moment in time, if I had my choice, I would say both. And it seems like we are trying
Yeah.
to go for both. At least if we end up with either or, I'm still happy with it. But the
Mhm.
$1 million question once more, Josh, where would Delict end up?
This one's easy. I think it's Chelsea. I think he's just yeah. Again, with these young players, I think he's got too much ambition to. I mean, yeah, he could go to the Bundesliga and make a real good name for himself, and go into a title winning team and make a deep Champions League run and do it, maybe 2 or 3 tough games a year in the league and pretty much sweep up every domestic cup. But no, I think he's going to Chelsea. Um, Probably smack bang on 65 with
Hmm.
a couple of add-ons, and I'm not sure what the wage is looking like. Probably maybe 200, 150 to 200 a week. Probably, I'm not sure about that, but yeah, he's a quality player, and I'd love him at United. But that ship sailed back in the Ollie days, and it just seems like the Chelsea are getting the players they need finally at this point. So yeah, I think
So
he'll end up
seems
there, and
like
I'll think yeah.
seems to be like a completely different week to last week, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's just amazing how much can change, and that's the thing. Like I kept saying about all these fans, they just need to chill the
Calm down a
chill
bit.
that chill the hell out and just bloody let it be, because this strip feed hour by hour, minute by minute, refreshing your stream. No, it's not going to get you anywhere. You just go and
No,
live your life, go and shag your missus, go and take the dog for a walk. Just do something to kill the
chill out.
time. If you
Exactly
never,
right.
if you don't have a miss, if you don't have a missus, argue with yourself and then have makeup sex later. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just go and live a life. Don't. Yeah, sorry, I'm just my head is so frazzled.
Nah.
Yes, Delete is a very good player, and I can't see anyone else coming in for him, and I can't see him wanting to go anywhere else. You can clip this if you want, because I'm likely going to get 99% of these wrong. So,
Ah, but
bingo.
even if you do get it wrong, Josh, you deserve this because another prediction by Josh: Mattis Delic coming to Chelsea. You heard it here first. But yeah, so that's basically it for our hijacked show. We have practically spoken about the four players that is generally spoken about right now.
Yeah,
Hopefully we might see more news, and maybe we can do this show again next week and see what is happening in that area as well, because that was
yeah.
quite enjoyable, isn't it, Josh?
Oh,
Just comparing what is happening
yeah.
with players.
I mean, even if nothing major happens on the hijacking circuit, at the very least, can come back and even if it's just a 20-minute stream to just touch on the updates of these players. Who knows? Something could happen, and yeah, I can't see why we can't do more moving forward. Absolutely.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Um, we have gone live on Twitter and Facebook for the second time as well. For the second time, and we are live again on YouTube. Massive thanks for everybody who actually watch our videos. Twisted in the comments, he is our Mr. Moderator, our head honcho in moderation, as well. Uh,
Big up,
and as
Twisted.
and always, thank you, Josh, for coming on. Big up yourself. I know you
Big up
are a
yourself.
very, very, very busy man. Uh, but thanks for
Yeah,
coming. And as always, everybody, like, comment, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Put a like. Leave your comments. We do read them. We definitely do read them. And
mm,
if you have any other ideas that you would like for us to do, or if you do want to come on the show, just let us know as well. We are more than happy
absolutely.
to accommodate for you guys as well, isn't it, Josh? We definitely do love doing that.
Yeah. That's the yeah. I think that's the main thing. Is just we've got a little community building. We without divulging, I guess, too much, we have some chats that will once we get to a certain size. I think there'll be a plan to get more audience included.
Hmm.
Yeah, but we'll always put the StreamYard links out. You're always welcome to come on and have a yarn. Yeah, we're all quite friendly and approachable, and yeah, if you want to have if you want to have your say, leave your
Why not?
details, leave your profile, whatnot. Shoot the inbox to the admin guys on the channel or whatnot.
Yeah,
Yep, socials.
man,
Yep, we'll
for sure.
more than welcome.
For sure, for sure. And thank you, Twisted, once more. And you deserve this from us as well. You're doing a fantastic job. But that's all we got for you today. And once more, like, comment, subscribe. And if anybody is watching here, please head on to Patrick's channel as well. True City fan, show him a lot of love. He does come on our show quite a bit. Come on our channel quite a bit. Please show him some love as well. Hopefully, he will be joining us maybe on Saturday to do something special as well. We got something special worked out for Saturday.
Mhm.
And we'll see you soon. Thank you. Goodbye. God bless. And good night, people.